And we're ready. Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and we're the gang's all
Yeah.
here. Hello, Chris Paul.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! And to you,
Merry New Year!
that's Huggy Lowdown and Coy Malone. Welcome back.
Hey, hey, Happy New Year,
Okay,
everyone.
okay. I need you to match them.
Happy New
There we
Year!
go. There we go. Atta girl. Atta girl. So how's everybody doing? How are you, Coy?
Whew, doing good in this world of adulting that I've been thrown into now, like times 50.
Oh, the story continues, huh?
Yes, the story continues, especially with being now a new homeowner. I'm learning things that you will not learn by renting an apartment, like what escrow means.
Oh, are you in escrow?
um, You know what? I'm not quite sure. I
Okay.
know there is
Okay.
escrow associated with the mortgage on the home that my father did purchase that I inherited. And just getting more information on that now, finding out that there are payments that I can make towards just the escrow on
hmm
itself. I'm still not quite certain exactly what escrow is, what it means, but I know that this is something that the bank pays and I make payments to. And if payments are late, then it can do something like make the escrow, I don't know, larger or make me pay more money. I'm still trying to understand this.
And
Right.
Huggy's like, I didn't know Coy was gay. She said homeowner. Homeowner. You misunderstood, bro.
It means different things, and some states have escrow, other states don't, and so that's another thing to consider. But it's definitely there are escrow procedures, and maybe we'll get somebody on to talk about that one day, in order to help other people who are going through adulting as you are. But escrow is that it's a legality, and a large amount of money in terms of your property ownership and what have you. So
Mhm.
it's the easiest way to explain it for those who don't know. But if you're in escrow, you're on your way.
Definitely, I am there.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
just in the middle of trying to, still maintaining my own home, maintaining my dad's home, finding out other options that I have for assistance and stuff like that. And I'm starting to see the beauty in owning a home, and not just because it's your own place, but there are so many different programs that can help you repair your home, that can help
Yeah,
you
and I
save your home,
I
all
think
kind of
that's
stuff.
something that we should talk about in
Yeah.
the near future in terms of what our options are. How you doing, Huggy?
Hey, that's a coincidence. I went to a strip club on New Year's called Escrow.
Yeah.
And how did you do there? Were you in escrow?
Nah, it was a failed lap dance.
Oh
They
man.
they made his crow.
Yeah, something off my credit card, Silver.
They made escrow.
I love the way you just made that happen, made
Yeah,
that funny happen. That's what
right,
you do
right,
there.
right.
Hey, Chris Paul, how are you?
What's up? I'm
How's the
exhausted.
holiday?
I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm ready for 2023. I'm giving
So
up. I've
they
already
come,
given up.
they already done broke his New Year's resolution, Silver.
I'm giving up already in 2022. I'm gonna try again in 23.
Oh, come
It's
on.
too hard.
I
Oh,
saw a meme like that said 2022 already isn't my year, but next year is my year.
oh
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wow.
already
yeah.
messed up.
Oh my
Really?
goodness. Oh, I don't want to hear that. I want some levity here. I want some positivity, and hopefully that we will make this a better year. Chris, you had a birthday. You celebrated Christmas, your birthday, and New Year's. How did everything go? Or was that
Again,
is that why
again.
you're
I'm ready
asking?
for 2023.
You party that hard?
He
Oh
party,
yeah, right.
he party hard. He
He
I'm
probably
party.
just
just
I'm
waking up, Silver.
Yeah.
I'm just like Huggy when he left the strip club. I'm
Aw.
beat.
Oh, you guys are so
Bada boom.
wacky. Yeah, ding ting.
Oh
Uh,
God, I love
well,
me.
I love you
towel.
too. I love he
That's
had
the
to
towel.
he had to wipe his brow. All right, you guys,
It's a
let's talk
brow
about
towel.
what's going on in the world. First thing up, and as we are, a lot of us are experiencing winter weather, if you will.
Yep.
Enough
Yep.
enough to bring some snow to some of us, cold weather, and definitely it's affecting the coronavirus because they say this is where in the cold is when things really get
Oh, really?
escalate. Yeah. So you guys have snow on the East Coast there?
Yes,
You
we
look
do.
out my door, everywhere you look, you see nothing but white. And that's
Well,
my
that's
neighbors.
That's his neighbor. He's the only black one in his neighborhood.
right.
One of my neighbors yesterday, white dude, and I don't recall ever seeing him.
Uh,
My daughter says our dog barks at him all the time. I said, okay, but he came knocking on my door and gave me some New Year's chocolate chip banana bread.
ooh, chocolate chip banana bread. How was
That's,
it?
that's a double
Do you
coated.
think
That's a
any,
double coated snack there, Chris.
Really?
you think anybody in my house full of minorities trusted that white man's chocolate chip banana bread? Hell no.
No.
Chocolate chips and banana
Banana
bread.
bread.
Yeah, he was
My
trying to tell
daughter
you something.
was straight up. He peed in it.
Not pee.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's a chip off the old block,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
she?
she is.
Yeah,
He was not
nobody's
having it.
eating it. I don't know who he
Oh.
voted for. I'm not eating it.
No,
You didn't see any voting paraphernalia in his front
no.
yard or any posters or anything in
Take
the
them R.
past?
Kelly pound cakes. Keep it to yourself.
Right.
I always get skeptical with eating other people's food. I came across a post on Reddit showing a woman who had a cat on her stove, and everybody in the comments was talking about how the cat could burn its paws, and nobody was talking
Talking
about
about the cat on the stove.
yes, yes,
or anywhere
oh.
else on the cabinets or
I heard
whatever
of a
else.
hot
Guess
tin
what
roof,
color
but
they
never a
were?
stove. Sybil.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about the weather and
Oh yeah,
ask
we
people.
forgot all about that.
Yeah, I remember
This
that.
Yeah, change the
this
subject.
weather really lets you know you're not prepared. You know,
Change the subject because I'm about to pass
Negroes
out.
throwing season
about the
all on
cat.
their front porch. Sybil.
If I don't say something about that cat on the stove, I'm gonna lose it.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Lorries
No.
on the steps to de-ice them.
No cat on the
You're
stove.
talking about
joke.
throwing season all on your front porch.
May I
So
just
how were
tell
the
you?
cookies?
Sybil, you've lost control of this show already.
I have not. I'm in full control. I'm just letting you guys go.
You've lost total control.
I think you all have forgotten how this goes, but okay.
Ooh.
More than 20 million people under winter weather alerts today from Georgia to New England. Quick moving storm impacting the regions. The federal government in Washington closed today, but I believe that was because this is still the legal holiday, and weather related disruptions are being felt across the country. Did anybody travel by plane? Because that was a source of a lot of anger and confusion for folks as a result of the coronavirus, of the Omicron variant, and a lot of people affected by that, especially those in the airlines. No.
Not us,
Did
Sybil,
not
just
want to risk
Antonio
it.
Brown.
And we will talk about that later too. And speaking of the flying, I chose not to. I was gonna go to Chicago, but I chose not to because, first of all, I didn't want to be in that confined space with this really fast moving variant. I had just gotten boosted the Saturday before
Okay.
Christmas.
Good for you, Sybil.
So I wasn't quite sure that I was fully boosted. And then,
Christmas present.
yeah, a little early Christmas present. Oh, and I do want to say hello to, I don't know his rank, but he was a member of the U.S. Army. His name is Mr. Harvey, Officer Harvey, and he recognized my name and said, "You're that Sybil," and I said, "Yes," and he said what everybody else. My mom and I used to listen to you every day on the way to school,
Oh,
and
wow.
so that was
Wow.
really nice. It was cute, and he was a part of the. I did the drive-through booster, and the Army was there providing the
Okay.
shots, and so they did that for us. So that's talking about the travel and getting boosted. Everybody boosted?
Yep.
I
Hell
choose
yeah.
not to disclose.
Whatever. Okay, so let's talk about some of the losses that we've had this year, and especially within
man.
like the last week. Some high profile people, starting off with Archbishop Desmond Tutu, passed away at the age of 90 at his home in Cape Town. And he was the voice of the anti-apartheid political system, especially while Nelson Mandela and others were in prison. He wasn't always the voice of this, but he grew into it as his standing within the church, the Anglican Church, grew. And he was also the man who led the original Truth and Reconciliation Commission after Nelson Mandela became president. And I will share with you all that he's one of the few people that I have taken a picture with. And we had the opportunity to meet him when we did one of our trips to South Africa with the Joyner Show. And just
Did he see the picture?
No,
That's a whole nother story, you
Huggy,
guys. That's a whole nother story.
That was 20 years before we went to Greece.
Okay.
But just an incredible and delightful and such a warm human being. And he had suffered from prostate cancer and had been in and out of hospitals, but he had retired in order to spend time with his family and his wife of over 60 years.
Wow. 60.
60. Can you imagine?
Long time.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah, 60 years, over 60 years they had been married. And so, they had his service over the weekend. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see that, but how about the irony of Madam Betty White, just weeks within her 100th birthday, passed away in her sleep of natural causes, according to the reports, at age 99. Let's just call it a hun. On January 17th, she would have observed her 100th birthday. Anybody a big Betty White fans like me?
Oh yeah. And what a shock it
We
was.
all
Because,
Betty White fans. Go ahead, Chris.
right. So what a shock, because Betty White, she trends on a pretty regular basis. And whenever she shows up, everybody's like, oh man, thank God. I thought she passed away.
Right.
And this time she actually passed away. So I still didn't believe it.
Right.
When I read it, I said, no way.
Yeah.
Yes way.
Yes way is
They
right.
even joked about that in a song, and the guy was saying, he said, R.I.P. to Betty White. She ain't dead, but I know it's coming.
Oh, dang.
I know.
Oh, dang.
Is that what we're going to do? Is that what we're going to do in this new year?
The whole song was, oh gosh.
Okay.
Coy is the family member you don't let step up to the funeral, to the microphone. Like, what?
Hey, George Wallace, look at you. I thought you'd be busy working, trying to make all the money in the world.
He said he want to be loved like Betty White. Well, y'all the same age, mother.
Not that picture he's using. That picture he used about 40 years old. 40 years old.
That picture was old as hell. I thought it was an old jet cover, bro.
Oh, right.
You know, when they was that small, they're like football cards.
Remember those days. Hey, George Wallace. Well, you know what, George? I don't know what you have in your head, but you are loved like Betty White. You are truly a national treasure.
Yes,
so we thank you for.
And he went to school with Morgan Freeman's father.
Did you guys have a favorite Betty White TV show or role that she played?
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls was you.
Golden Girls was so hilarious.
Yeah.
You had grown black men watching Golden Girls.
Right. And still to this day, watching the reruns. And I was reading, speaking of Golden Girls, they did a spinoff, Golden Palace. And the only one of them that did not go to the spinoff was Dorothy.
B. Arthur.
Yeah, B. Arthur. Thank you. Okay. So the rest of them, they were going to run this hotel. And Don Cheadle was a member of that cast.
What?
Yeah, and so he gave his thoughts about her on social media the other day, and just talked about what a wonderful human being she was. He said, and I think many of us have been in this situation. He said that the lighting director could never get things quite right when he and Betty White were in a scene together
Oh wow.
because of his skin tone and her
Right,
skin tone.
right.
He said, "I'm the darkest dark, and she's the lightest light." And
Right.
so, he said what she did. She darkened her skin enough, not to offend, but you put on some darker makeup, and her hair color she changed and made it
Wow.
darker, so that they would have an easier time in putting them both in a scene and not have the vast and disruptive differences between them when they're in the same scene
Wow.
together. Just thought that was just a really
Wow.
sweet moment. Um,
And that ain't the first story I heard where she went over in a board
yeah,
for a person of color, for a
yeah,
brother.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her early TV show that they wanted to replace, the network wanted to replace a black singer that she
Yeah.
had on the show.
Right.
Yep.
And she said, absolutely not.
Yep.
Absolutely
And
not. Because people were upset about, people in the
in the
Bible
South.
Belt
Mhm.
were upset that she had a black man on her show.
Right.
And
Yep.
she said, absolutely not.
And gave him more time.
And
Gave
Yeah.
him
more
more
time.
time.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. That was the kind of
And
She
lost
made him
her show.
lighten his skin to
Huh?
match her. He had to lighten his skin to match her in the scene.
And then lost her show, I heard. Lost her
yeah,
show.
and then
Yeah, she did.
ultimately the show was taken off, but she had an incredible career, and I think the love story that she had with her husband, Alan Ludden, who was a game show
Sybil, you didn't
host.
think she used any kind of words after she lost her show? No, I didn't.
I wouldn't be mad at her if she did. I wouldn't be mad at her at all. But everybody just speaks so highly. Kim Whitley posted a picture that she had
Her and Betty
taken.
White?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That's a picture to have right there.
I know, and they were all wearing birthday hats. I don't know
Wow.
whose birthday was celebrating, but they were all. It was like 4 of them, and Kim was in the group. And Sherry Shepherd tells the story that Betty White asked her to be a member of the Friars group that was roasting Betty White, and Sherry
Wow.
wasn't able to do it, but she personally selected her to be one of the roasters. Yeah, so I thought that
Wow.
was really pretty cool. Absolutely.
You had to take that job. You
Yeah.
had to take that.
Yeah.
So what is one of the pictures that you've taken that you cherish? It's one of your favorites.
I would
With
say
Desmond Tutu. That had to be,
with
right?
Desmond Tutu. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
What about yours, Chris?
Yeah.
You've
MJ?
met all the greats.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, did I take that picture, Chris?
No, because it came out.
I was nervous, bro.
This brother here.
I was nervous.
No, let me tell him about the Jimmy Buffett picture you took of me, bro.
Oh, that
right.
wasn't too long ago.
Right.
You'll never see it because it's an awful picture. It's like
I'm a bad picture
me and
taker.
Jimmy Buffett from the neck down. I took a picture of Huggy that's perfect. He could be on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Not so much for our boy Hug, huh?
No.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Margaritaville.
Okay. What about you, Coy? Speaking of pictures, do you have one?
Yes.
Of someone famous?
You better not say genuine. You better not say genuine.
Ever since she was a lowercase G. Yes.
Tay Diggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually met
She
him.
said genuine.
I met him in New York while I was modeling for New York Fashion Week, just before the
pandemic, and so that is your photo.
Oh, she got a new. Y'all got a new froze feature when y'all think when people talking that bullshit.
That's not the way to freeze talking about Tay Diggs.
Definitely not. It's definitely not.
And so those are some of the things that have come across our desk, and that as far as topical things that I wanted to talk to you all about, and we will talk some more news and other people that I want to get your takes on as we get through this cast here. Let us move to our what's really going on segment, shall we? And I want to talk about the fact that I don't know if you all saw this. I'm fascinated by time capsules. When people put, items that represent their era in these time capsules, and then
like
they
time
say
capsules.
in 100 years, they say they leave a note for whoever's around to go in and look up this time capsule. Well, they had a couple of time capsules under the Confederate statue, the statue of the Confederate leader Robert E. Lee. And so they had two time capsules. They opened one, it wasn't that impressive, but they did find another, and it had more things in it. A legend had it that there was supposed to be an image of President Abraham Lincoln lying in his coffin had been placed in the box, but it turned out to be a printed image of a wood carving memorializing him. They went into about 60 artifacts in the time capsule that was placed inside.
Was that
the
picture George Wallace?
George, come back and tell us, was that a picture of you actually there that they put in that time capsule from the 1800s? It was opened as a second collection of artifacts found in the remnants of the pedestal they began taking down earlier in the month. They took down the whole Confederate statue of Robert E. Lee. They moved it to an African-American museum, or were supposed to, and they looked at the capsule and found the box to be sealed pretty well. It was placed inside in 1887. There was some condensation, as you might expect, but they had some bullets in there. They had a newspaper article, a centerfold. Sorry, don't want to get you excited. Centerfold from April 1865 issue of Harper's Weekly newspaper, and that was the image of the wood carving by an artist, and with the word Lincoln on it. And they also said
so you said the wood carving was by the centerfold?
It was no. The centerfold depicted an image of the wood carving by an artist of an unidentified woman grieving over a coffin with the word Lincoln on it. So all of these things were in it. Like I said, they had some bullets and some newspaper articles and what have you. So my question for you is, if you were asked to participate in a time capsule and there were things over the last couple of years, what are some of the items that you would like to have representing? And of course, I picked the last couple of years because 2020 and 2021 are years unlike we have ever experienced.
Asking who would our wood carver be?
I would think you would be your own wood carver, but I do want to know, what are some of those items?
That young lady that was at the escrow.
That left you high and dry.
What a wood carver she was. You're asking us what would we leave in a time capsule?
In your time capsules? And something, and I'm specifically looking at the last couple of years that you would want people to look at or to look back upon in 100 years, things to you that represent 2020 and 2021.
One of my old stimulus checks.
You would have
my vaccination cards.
That's what I'm talking about.
That
exactly. Those are the kind of things that I'm talking about.
NFTs.
Cell phone.
I wouldn't put an NFT in there, would you? It's a fun idea, but would you really put it in a time capsule?
She would.
Okay, I would not. I would not. It's a cute suggestion, but I'm not sure that would be it. Chris, what about you? What do you think you would put in? Would you put in a slice of that banana chocolate chip?
Nope, I put a stack of 2021 bills with a note saying, "Y'all pay these bitches."
Well, we had a good run, Sybil.
That's not a curse word.
So
not 100 years from now, it's not.
won't be. And folks, we'd like to hear from you. What are some of the things that you would put in a time capsule that represented your life, or even some news stories that you heard about that you want to people to recognize or to talk about in terms of what's happened over the last couple of years? One of the suggestions for a new time capsule is demonstrators from Richmond as well as around the country said that they would like to have images of George Floyd and put that in along with some of the other people who have been killed at the hands of white people, not the least of which are Ahmaud Arbery and, of course, Breonna Taylor. And
How
we
big
can
is
go
this time
on.
capsule?
And,
How big
right,
is the time
right,
capsule?
right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I was thinking perhaps a Subway wrapper for Jussie Smollett.
Oh, I thought you were talking about somebody. I'm like,
But
some
Subway
random Subway
wrapper.
rapper. The Subway
You know.
rapper.
Shirley Ann Tony Davis on Facebook said, I would put a picture by Annie. Oh, Blue Monday. That's a great one. Our old friend Annie Lee. How great is
Annie
that?
Lee.
Yeah, the great.
Look at her all
Annie.
culture talking about Annie Lee.
And perhaps a face drawn in. No, I'm kidding. Jackie Bryant on YouTube says she would put in an old iPhone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fellas, don't do that. Don't do that, because your woman will still get that phone up out of there.
Still go through it.
Right. She'll go through it 100
years
years from now.
Hold on.
Teresa Bishop says an article about the insurrection coming up on that anniversary. Yeah. And so that is something that, people will be talking about for years to come, not just on the first anniversary, but definitely my fashionable COVID face mask. Janice Brown says that on Facebook. I wonder which would be the one you would put in.
They wouldn't even know what the hell that was. They were like, what is this slingshot?
It's ancient contraption.
And that's an interesting pair of underwear. So that would be some things that
portable prophylactic.
You got to be really skinny to get into that thing, though. Okay. To wrap it around yourselves. Anything politically, would you like to have like a ballot with Donald Trump and Joe Biden's name on it for the 2020 election, or to have Kamala Harris's as a part of history on there as the first Black woman to reach that office? First woman of color.
That would be historic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll throw a copy of "Get Your Booty to the Pole" commercial.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That would
picture
just
of the Obamas.
Yep. Absolutely. Would you do the New Year's Eve picture of the Obamas?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great picture. Isn't that a great picture?
It really is.
Oh man, that's a great picture.
You're absolutely right. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. How cool did they look?
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome. So that is another one of the things that, just in terms of politics, of sports. Chris, we talked about this, and Coy, we talked about this with the Super Bowl 55 and, the history that was created with Tom Brady winning his 7th Super Bowl, perhaps going back for his 8th now. I don't know. But, sports related things like that. And the abbreviated seasons that people have had, the teams have had, of the sports have had as a result of the coronavirus. But I think it's a great idea to have a vaccination card.
You could put Antonio Brown's jersey in that box. He's not using it. He won't miss it.
What happened to him?
And perhaps I'm the only regret, and I did want to talk about this in entertainment about Antonio Brown. The only regret is that he just stopped at the top. So. Anything else you guys would like to leave in or to put into the box?
You might want to reword that.
A Tesla.
Okay.
It's got to be a big box.
That would be a very big box.
And expensive.
It started the new year off right.
Coy, you okay? PJ Simon on Facebook said the 2020 Electoral College vote. Howdy from Delaware. Hello, PJ.
All right.
All right. I like, and that's what started it all, the Electoral College and counting those votes and legitimizing the election, in which was won by Joe Biden, that people are still denying. Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about some of the fun things in terms of music, Coy, or some of the maybe a halftime show, a video of a halftime show from the Super Bowl, especially this last Super Bowl where it was probably the blackest halftime show ever. That it was
The
directed
one where the
by.
weekend was walking around like a maniac.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this Negro is lost.
It's still the gift that keeps on giving. There
It
are
is.
50 million memes with that.
Exactly
Picture,
right.
what happened to the massacre? Picture of the massacre at Madison Square Garden. Jadakiss.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
Jadakiss
good one.
rapping
Yeah. That's a good one, huh?
The Isley Brothers verses.
Yeah, not the Shaka Khan verses, please.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, okay. Then you're a better man for it.
Should put a picture in there with Nick Cannon and all his kids.
Oh. Well, I mean, yes, and yet the latest with his
That's
his
sad.
date, it is really sad. Yeah, so
It is.
it is very
not
sad.
good, bro.
Oh. And just in terms of people that have made history in politics, there in Georgia, Coy, I would put in, a photo of your senator, Raphael Warnock, being sworn in as the first Black senator from the South and in Georgia. And that was historic. Aubrey Williams on YouTube says, I will put Kanye West's last album in a time capsule because it sucked.
Hey, golly. You better stop. He's gonna come for you on that.
Well, there's a chance of that. Absolutely. And would Kanye be able to put Kim away? Will he ever be able to get that woman out of his system? Is the question a lot of people are asking these days.
Goodness. Well, apparently he tried over the weekend. Was it over the weekend or sometime last week? He was pictured coming out of a hotel room with 2 different women.
But Coy, he bought a house across the street from her
Across the
house.
street, right?
Well, he's in escrow, Sybil.
So I'm not sure.
He's trolling in real life, in real time. Good God.
There's got to be something when a billionaire stalks you.
Okay.
They got all the resources.
All the resources.
Man, whatever happened to just sitting in your car and being able to
peephole with a real telescope in it.
Right.
Man.
So those are some other things, some other folks that definitely could go into the capsule. Maybe Kanye should just go into the capsule and just get a timeout there.
He is the Antonio Brown of hip hop.
Oh, God. Right. Everybody gonna be using that, bro.
Okay.
Antonio Brown or whatever your
Exactly.
Hey.
Whatever it is. Kyra Harris on Facebook said an uncensored DVD of Huggy and Chris's comedy shows. I like.
No, don't do that because 100 years from now we'll be doing that same material.
You got that right.
We're milking it, baby.
I hope you are. Do you guys have dates, by the way?
Yeah.
I mean, comedy show dates.
I'll get them for later in the program. I got to pull it up.
All right, cool. Coy, what about something from you in terms of, you said take your booty to the polls. Anything else that you have done that you are especially proud of?
What have I done? Maybe I'll throw some pictures of me and cooking in the kitchen.
Okay.
I've done a lot of that, especially over this year, and I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah. Not to mention, Coy is a serial plant murderer. Don't think we haven't noticed.
I
the
didn't
plants
are
for folks who are listening to us, but the plants have taken on a smaller life of their own.
There used to be 500 plants.
I still have them. They're spread out all over the place. I have a bigger place now, so they have a lot more space.
So she's using them as planters.
They're here. There's one in this corner.
When she put the furniture in the house.
And now we don't have the Feed me Seymour kind of look to your background there.
Yeah,
but that's okay. That's
I'm
all
gonna
right.
add more.
Let's move to the What You Need to Know newsletter. This, of course, is our Monday through Friday newsletter. It's absolutely free, in which we tell stories about, curate stories about primarily of interest and dealing with the African American communities around the world in many cases. It is absolutely free. The subscription to the newsletter, please go to sybilwilkes.com and sign up, and it'll be in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. Coy, let's go to you and start out with your first story of the year and the white suspects in a black immigrant's murder. This is one of the, and I'm not crazy about the headline, but it gets to the point and it tells what it is. But this is one of those really strange stories in which you see one black man going off on a trip with 5 white friends, and it doesn't end well.
Good gracious, this is sad. I hate to start off the year like this. However, this is news we need to hear about because I haven't seen a lot of traction about this until I did research on Peter Bernardo Spencer, who's a 29-year-old Jamaican immigrant who went on a hunting trip with a coworker he considers a friend and other friends. He was the only black person on this trip. His fiance dropped him off. When she returned to pick him up, he was found dead with 9 gunshot wounds in someone's front yard. The police questioned all of the other people that were there, but released them. The coworker claimed that the shooting was in self-defense. However, this detail is not reported in the police report. It was not disclosed by the police or anything like that. So they're saying that they are awaiting ballistics reports, toxicology reports, autopsy reports, and lab results in order to continue conducting the investigation. But this is understandably upset the family as well as the community because there's just no swift action in any kind of arrest. I mean, they had people there, they questioned them, they let them go.
Where did this happen?
This happened in a western Pennsylvania town called Rockland Township.
But I know that you want to trust people. And I know that, but in this day and age, would you feel comfortable going off on a hunting trip
Nope.
with people you really don't know? I wouldn't even send my child to a sleepover these days. I was thinking about that, for some of the things that have happened. But I can't imagine going on a hunting trip with these 5 white guys you don't know and being okay with it. That's a trust that I don't have for my fellow man or woman these days.
Call of Duty online.
Okay.
That's crazy. You hear these stories all the time.
Right. You do.
Whether hunting or fishing.
Yep. He drowned.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Oh, we don't know. That reminds me of not the same, but similar. I don't know if you all remember the movie. Somebody just told me about this and I had to go back and watch it. Surviving the Game, that old movie with Ice-T.
Oh yeah.
Where he was invited out. It was supposed to be a job and it turned into they were hunting him.
Are you talking about a movie with Ice-T in it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you remember those from the past?
No.
There's quite a few movies with that type of storyline too.
I was just surprised she saw a movie with Ice-T in it. What movie Ice-T? What, New Jack City?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Surviving the Game. So Coy, where do we end up with this story?
So where we are now is that this is where the police are. They are waiting for these reports to come back in order to conduct a full investigation. The man's fiance and family have both set up separate GoFundMe accounts, one for, I think, funeral expenses, and then the other to hire a lawyer. The Black Political Empowerment Project has gotten involved.
Did you mention the fact that the dude that was arrested, he claimed it was self-defense?
Yes, I did. He claimed it was self-defense, but this was not in the police report.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that if a white dude went hunting with 5 black men that he barely knew and ended up dead, all 5 of them black men would still be detained right now.
Yes.
Exactly. Yep. We don't have any charges. We're just holding them.
Right. We hold you until we figure this out.
Right.
Then let these people go while they figure it out.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's all I'm saying is let's be equal here. Hold them until you figure it out. That's what will happen to somebody black.
We know that equality is still a goal, but not reached there.
Right.
Let's talk about the coronavirus update. And the vaccine mandate has been blocked for Head Start program teachers. This judge in Louisiana he has fought back against and ruled against the Biden administration's saying that he unlawfully bypassed Congress when ordering the workers in Head Start programs to be vaccinated by the end of January, and that students 2 years or older be masked when indoors. Is that too much to ask? According to this judge, it is too much to ask. And so he is saying that the Biden administration is not able to follow through on this mandate. Vaccinating the Head Start teachers. And if anybody needs to be vaccinated, it's when you're around a lot of sloppy, runny nosed kids.
Ugh. God.
And who cannot be vaccinated yet.
A cesspool. That's a cesspool right there.
It really is. In any circumstance.
Right.
In any circumstance. But
touch,
especially now.
Lick, touch.
Well,
pick me up.
Come on. At
All
any
in your
time.
face.
But now we're talking about in the middle of a pandemic. No, you don't have to get vaccinated. And protect yourself against kids.
A lot of these politicians be power tripping too. They like to enforce, and buck their, positions on, just clickbait politicians.
Yeah. Well,
that's ridiculous.
But what is the political end game here? I mean, you've got Republicans who are all vaccinated, preaching don't get vaccinated. Now they're talking about there's too much testing. And then the numbers came out today that showed the number of deaths per million people per state is higher than ever before. But all the top 20 states are all red, like really red.
Yep.
I mean, so what is the end game? You want to kill all your Republicans?
Kill all your people.
Right,
all your people.
Like, that is ridiculous.
It doesn't make any sense. But we're trying to apply logic to this, Chris.
Even Trump's dumbass said the vaccine is good. And what's her face? Candace Owens,
right.
Blew a gasket.
Right.
And he got booed.
Right.
He got booed. But they ain't gonna boo him for long.
People.
They ain't gonna boo him for long. I'm like, Candace Owens was playing a real dangerous game with Donald Trump.
Yeah, for real.
You can't play that game with Donald Trump.
But his supporters have cheered every single lie he's told. The one time he tells the truth, they boo.
Right.
What does that tell you?
Tough crowd.
They're used to the lie, bro.
They are used to the lie. They really are. So that is the vaccine mandate, and we're getting more information about the age of children being lowered and being able to get more vaccinations out to them. But I do want to say, this new mayor of New York, he ain't playing.
Mayor Swagger.
Mayor Eric Adams. He's like, my kids are not good. And he calls them my kids. All the students in New York City schools saying they are going to go to school. They're going to stay in class, and we are going to do everything we can to protect them and the teachers. Which I thought, okay.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm sorry,
on this.
He's kind of a clown, man. He is kind of a clown.
Well, he's a clown that a lot of people are liking, Chris.
No, I know they like him because he's doing some Trump-like theatrics. Like, I saw the photos of him taking the subway to work, and he acts like he's calling the police because he's seeing someone get assaulted. The reporter said, by the way, the police never came, so he probably didn't even call them.
But it made for a great photo op.
He was a police officer too, though, right?
Yeah, he's a former cop.
So why didn't he do anything?
Because he's the mayor, he doesn't have to do that anymore. I don't know.
If
but it went. That's a video that went viral.
It would have went really viral.
Yeah, it went super viral. And if I'm not mistaken, he said, "My name is Adams, Eric Adams."
And like that's the reason that they people were talking about they should not have had the celebration in Times Square for New Year's
Yeah.
because of COVID. But he wasn't going to cancel it because it's his first one as mayor, and he had some kind of
You wasn't gonna
ceremony for
cancel?
him.
Well,
No,
it was actually wasn't it De Blasio's call?
No, well, he had a special. They said he had a special presentation set up for him there.
Oh, right.
That's
No,
why
he
it was
did.
it was
Yeah.
important for him to have that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on some real. I'm not saying he might turn out to be a decent mayor, but he's on some clown stuff right now. He announces that he's going to bring back solitary confinement at Rikers.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
come on. I mean,
Rikers just needs to be shut down.
Well, that's been the conversation for how many years?
Swagger has been a nagger.
you got that right.
Mayor Swagger. Yes. Yeah. It's going to be interesting
gosh.
to see how it all plays out for him, as well as your new mayor, Coy, in the city of Atlanta, sworn in.
Andre Dickens.
Yeah.
I heard he's the real
Mayor
deal.
Dre.
I heard he's the real deal now. They
For
like
the people.
him. For the people. They like him.
Yeah, and an incredible career, and one in which, if the stories are to be believed, between him and his mom, when he was either 12 or 16 years of age, he called it that he was going to be mayor of Atlanta, and hometown boy makes good, and now is the new mayor of Atlanta, the 61st mayor of Atlanta.
Yes, and he has so much work to do in this city. One of the biggest challenges now is to fix the crime that's going on across Atlanta.
Get in line with every mayor in the country, right?
And what they're trying to do is there's a section of Atlanta called Buckhead that is trying to make itself its own city. Which that's not going to work because it's going to pull out a lot of money out of the city of Atlanta. And if you're just concentrating on fixing this one part, you still have the rest of the city to worry about. It's a citywide thing. It's not just unique to you because you have money. And this isn't something new in Buckhead, which is a lot of people don't understand. It's just something that you're having to deal with, and you find it more inconvenient because of the money that you have. Meanwhile, us regular Atlantans been dealing with this
So
for a
Buckhead
long
is
time.
like the Beverly Hills of Atlanta, is what you say.
Yes. Yes. But it's had crime there for a long time. This isn't a new thing for them. Right. So what people need to understand is we work better as a whole, as a collective, to fix the problem across the board and not just for one group of people.
Is that what Mayor Dre is saying?
Yeah. He's saying that we need all the mayors, even when all the mayoral candidates were saying this in their speeches when they were running, that this isn't something that we need to just...
We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not, no. And he's been saying that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this happens, and hopefully without gentrification, because that is not the answer either.
So if this world were yours, Coy, and you were being sworn in as Mayor Coy, what's the first thing you would do in the city of Atlanta?
I would put more resources into the communities that are suffering, that you go into these communities and you see nothing but boarded up home, boarded up home, boarded up home. These are the places that I would concentrate on first because they're hurting the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's what needs to be built.
And
we have other
escrow.
Yeah. Teach them about escrow and help them get into that.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Right. Let me turn that on you, Chris. I know you don't live in that city, but certainly you have been to New York City a time or two. If you were sworn in on the 1st of January as the mayor of New York, what's the first thing you would do?
Well, I don't know exactly what the cause is as far as New York's rising numbers, as far as people testing positive and hospitals filling up again, but that's got to be the number one priority.
Like this.
Because New York City is a city of action, and it's a city of people doing things and making stuff happen. You don't want to shut down again. They don't want to shut down again, and they made so many strides, and they were like the model you know, they were the model. Them in LA were the models of how we should approach this thing, and they're just slipping back into it. And I hate to bring up the clown mayor again, but his whole thing is how they're not gonna do anything to pull back. They're gonna keep going. No.
I don't think that's the answer either.
Keep the people's businesses open. Let people keep their jobs by everybody being safe.
Yeah.
Put the
he
mandates
did mention
in place.
something about Corona. We didn't wallow in the COVID. He mentioned something about wallowing in the COVID.
Yeah.
You just gotta brush the Corona off your shoulders.
They just need to shut down. Well, no, it's too many people there. It's too many people.
That horse is out the barn for many a city. I don't see that happening. But it's, you know, and people aren't going to go back. They're never going to go back to do what's right.
Georgia, you need more programs like Next Level Academy. You ever heard of Next Level in Atlanta?
What is that?
They do a lot with the youth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's talk about something that you all have wanted to talk about all evening, and that is, what is wrong with Antonio Brown?
I just saw that show, Sybil. Oh my God! What episode you on, Sybil? Man,
I just started.
What is wrong with Antonio Brown?
All I know is he started.
So, Chris,
he started
what
the game.
happened to
he
Antonio
started the game
Brown?
as a football player and ended up Magic Mike.
So, Chris, tell people, as a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Super Bowl winning team, he was ordered by his coach to go back in the game. They were losing to the Jets, right?
Right.
He was ordered by the coach to go back in the game, and he refused.
He said his ankle hurt. Now, some backstory. Antonio Brown was like 5 catches away from a $300,000 bonus, 1 touchdown away from another $300,000 bonus, and then some other incentive he could have got that game in the second half. It was $1 million game, $1 million extra. And he said, "To hell with that. I'm getting naked."
Maybe it was too much pressure, bro. He imploded.
Too much pressure.
Well, I thought it was. I think there's something not right with him. I think that he does have some little mental issue there. But so the coach said, "You're out of here." He started taking off his.
If you won't come back in the game, you got to get out of here. And
get the buck out of here.
And he did.
Yes, he did.
He did. He took off his clothes, stripped, half naked, went to the locker room.
Like it was a home game. Was throwing his jersey to the Jets players like it was a home game.
That's funny.
And then called an Uber. You see the Uber driver?
Yeah, he asked the state troopers. He asked the state troopers, "Will you give me a ride?" They said, "We can't do that. The game's not over yet."
Right. They still watching the game. We just won.
Got money on this.
And so he called an Uber, and the Uber driver took pictures and all that kind of stuff.
And apparently he didn't know what happened until he saw it on TMZ, Sybil.
You would have been gangster. It would have been gangster.
He saw it on TMZ. I did what?
Right.
It would have been gangster if he had showed up at the team plane for a ride home.
That would have been total gangster, right?
Yeah,
in uniform, in uniform,
yeah, right, with his stuff all in his helmet,
in his old Steelers uniform.
Oh my God! No, he's struggling mentally. Yeah.
He is struggling. That's what I thought too. Tamara Turner Brown.
Not dragging him. Here we go.
He is struggling mentally, and CTE. Please stop dragging him.
She got Brown. Her last name Brown. So.
But I do think, because everybody got those memes and everything last night.
Right.
And my thought was, and I said this in one of the text chains I was in, I said, he just needs help. He really does.
Right.
But Chris, when you talk about that kind of money, and the fact is, they're making more of a big deal out of this than the fact that he tried to give a fake immunization card, a fake vaccination card. That's like, come on back. Right. This is a whole different matter now.
And they said Tom Brady was so down with Antonio Brown getting that money, he was forcing him the ball. Like Tom Brady just kept throwing him the ball.
He wanted him to win. He wanted him to win. And he
Absolutely.
always wanted Antonio Brown.
And he has always been in his corner.
Right.
That's right.
Because he know he's a superlative in his position. And that's why people dealt with Antonio Brown with all his whatever was going on, because he was right there. He's a hell of an athlete.
He was right there setting records and making money, which is what he needed to do, because he'd just been moving around from team to team and not being able to settle anywhere. I
saw a couple tweets that said, if you don't think Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers is a great head coach, he kept Antonio Brown in control for how many seasons?
Yeah. That's
everyone else is lasting one season with him.
Well, see, that's why you got to have people around you that know how to deal. You know what I mean? That know how to deal. Some people don't have that time, All
right, gentlemen and lady, let's close out our conversation today with Yogi's Jewel.
First jewel of the new year, Yogi.
May all your jewels be forgotten.
Today's jewel is believe
First
this.
Jewel of the new year. For the 2020.
Believe this. God's grace is sufficient. Believe that. And
that's how we coming for the 2022.
That's how we coming.
It's now Reverend Yogi.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening. It's great to have everybody back together, and we'll see you next week.
Happy New Year. Chris, you ain't
New Year.
list the dates.
Happy New Year.
What's the dates?